Hi, my name is Oluwole Godwin and welcome to MOG Economics. This is our third video on monopolistic competition, but here we are going to summarize what we've learned under monopolistic competition and as well as the private market. So far so good. So I expect this to be a very short video. Now, what are the similarities between the two? One, we have many buyers and sellers. Under the two markets, we have many buyers and sellers. Two, there is entry and exit, but never forget that when we're talking about the monopolistic competition, entry and exit is not that free. There's entry and exit, but it is not as free as the as under price competition. And number three, in the long run, there is zero economic profit. Yeah, that's very correct. As we've learned in our previous videos, that in the long run there is zero economic profit. That is when there is profits, when there are Panama profits in the short run. Okay, that gets eliminated because of the entry of new firms. And then when there are losses in the short run, then we have some of the firms in the short run that cannot bear it, leaving the market. And as they do, okay, these firms that were the firms that remain in the market, those ones they enjoy a reduction in the losses that they make. So that's what we mean by in the long run there is zero economic profit. Now, in that long run, we have the minimum, we have the demand curve of a privately competitive firm just touching the minimum point of its average cost curve. But then it is not the case when we talk about the monopolistic competitor. In that case, the average cost curve is tangential to the demand curve, but then it does not occur as the minimum point of the average cost curve. Now, what are the differences between the two? Perfect market, monopolistic competition. In the private market, all goods are perfect substitutes. That is, there is no variation in the goods produced by the firms at all, no variation. But then, other monopolistic competition, the goods are close substitute. That is, a good could be used instead of the other one. That does not mean that the other good is just as exactly good as the first good. Okay, and we could just talk about soaps and other things, even phones in that regard. We'd use Techno phone to replace a Samsung phone, or a Xiaomi phone or an iPhone to replace a Xiaomi phone. But then we discovered that there are some things that Xiaomi phone has that iPhone may not have, and there are things that, of course, that iPhone has that Xiaomi may not have. The two of them are their basic activities to call, to send messages, to communicate with people. But then there are more advanced things that you can find in an iPhone that you may not find in a Xiaomi phone, and vice versa. So that is exactly what happens under monopolistic competition. Now, too. But under private markets, the firms are price takers. That is, the industry, they take the price from the industry supply, the intersection of the industry supply curve and the industry demand curve. So that gives them the equilibrium price, and at that equilibrium price, they have produced any quantity that maximizes their profits. But then, when we talk about the monopolistic competition, firms are price makers, and that is because their products are differentiated. Okay, and based on that, they can charge prices that's are greater than the marginal cost, but then those prices cannot be infinitely great. Okay, there's an extent to which their profits can go. You can't, a monopolistic firm cannot continue to charge high prices. If not, firms it's going to lose a lot of customers and may not even make sales as much as it would have wanted to. Now, number three, no market power for a firm under private market. Its price is just equal to its marginal cost, so it cannot afford to increase its price above its marginal cost. If it does, it loses all customers simply because the demand curve for a private competitive firm is perfectly elastic, horizontal. So if it tries to raise that price, then it loses everything. But then there is a market power. There's market power for a monopolistic firm. Okay, and that is like I've explained earlier, simply because of the type of product that is being produced. Okay, the products are different in terms of qualities, perception, stuffs, and etc. And on that basis, a firm under the monopolistic competition could decide to charge prices that are higher than the marginal, and that is what brings the economic profits. Now, number four, no non-price competition. Okay, no non-price competition. So that's simply telling us that firms can't compete based on the quality of their product. They don't compete like that. They don't compete based on packaging. They don't compete based on any other thing. In fact, do they ever compete based on price? No. Okay, under the private market, because the price is just given. So a firm cannot say, let me reduce my price in order to increase the demand for my product. If it does that, well, but then for the monopolistic competition, there is non-price competition. There is non-price competition. So competition here is not just based on price, not just I'm going to lower my price and then a lot of people are going to buy my commodity. No, it's not like that. There are so many firms in this market and everybody is trying to gain their attention. Not just their attention, everybody is trying to make sure that it gains the loyalty of customers in this market. So in that case, they compete in terms of quality, they compete in terms of packaging, they compete even in terms of location, they compete in terms of delivery. You have some product that could be delivered at your doorstep. Okay, that's part of the the quality of their products, or that is part of the services that they render to you. Then you have this other firm that produces the same commodity but then does not deliver it at your doorstep. Okay, so the firms compete based on that, and who are you going to patronize under normal circumstances if other things are equal? Okay, if the quality of the two products, let's say the two products happen to be maybe pizza, for example, if both pizza taste the same, but then one firm is going to bring it to your doorstep and the other firm you need to take a cab or whatever to go to the place. So I guess you are going to choose the former, the guy who brings it to your doorstep. Cool. Now, no advertisement or branding. Why should that be? Price is given from the market and you can't even, from the industry, and you can't even raise the price. So what's the point of advertising? What's the point of trying to increase sales than the other firm? It doesn't make any sense. Advertising is just going to increase cost and doesn't increase the price charged on the commodity. So there's no form of advertising, there's no form of branding. Now, okay, under this, under the monopolistic competition, you have advertisement and branding, simply because there are so many firms in this market and they are all trying to increase their market share, trying to improve their sales. Okay, so they do advertisement, they advertise to the public, they bring in celebrities. You may see Selena Gomez brought it by a firm to advertise maybe a clothing line and so on and so forth. So that is just to make sure that potential consumers have this awareness that, hey, come, this particular commodity is sold, and in fact you can just get the right quality here. We produce just for you. Okay, it's all about you. So and stuff like that. So that is done in order to create awareness, in order to gain more potential buyers, and in fact more loyal potential buyers. Now, number 6, no excess capacity in the long run for a private market, and that is simply because its average cost curve is it's tangential to the demand curve as the minimum of the average cost curve. So at that point in the long run, every firm under the private market is producing at its lowest cost possible. So it can produce more without incurring cost that is greater than the cost it is currently incurring. But then when we get here, there's excess capacity, and that's because although the average cost curve intersects is tangential to the demand curve in the long run, that occurs before the minimum point of the average cost is reached, and that simply means that under monopolistic competition, quantity could be increased until quantity could be increased to get to that point where average cost is minimized. But then average cost is not, quantity does not get to where average cost is minimized in the long run, and that is why there is excess capacity. That if you could just produce more, in fact, you are going to be producing it at a lower cost than what you are doing right now. But then because of the demand curve facing the market and the entry of new firms and all of that, we have excess capacity. Okay, we have the demand curve being tangential to the average cost curve, but before the lowest point on the long run average cost curve. Before the lowest point of the average cost curve. Okay, and number 7, Pareto and allocative efficiency, that is price is equal to the marginal cost. So I was talking about this too in the previous video. Pareto efficiency occurs where the reallocation of resources among two parties is going to lead to one party being better off and the other party being worse off. Okay, so it's just like an equilibrium. So if you try to make one heavier, you are going to affect the other one in a negative way, and if you are going to make one lighter, you are as well going to affect the other one in a negative way. Okay, so if you want to make one heavier, you affect the other one because it's disequilibrium. That's what we are trying to say. So here, P price is equal to the marginal cost, simply because the price that buyers pay is just equal to the additional cost of producing the commodity by the seller. So it's just value for value. That's all what it's all about. It costs you 250 naira to produce this, and I'm paying 250 naira for it. So that is Pareto efficiency. So if you try to increase the price, okay, you are going to make the buyers worse off just because you want to make the sellers better off. Okay, you want to make the sellers to make more profit, but then the buyers are paying more than they ought to pay. And if you want to increase the marginal cost, okay, you are going to be making the sellers worse off in that case because you will be producing at a loss. Okay, of course, you're producing at a loss simply because it's going to cost him more to produce the commodity than the price is going to receive for it. So P equals MC is just that point where there's Pareto efficiency. Now, what is allocative efficiency? That's just talking about the allocation of resources where the total surplus is maximized. That is where welfare, social welfare is maximized, the producer cost surplus and the consumer surplus. So we have this firm producing where P equals MC, and then consumers enjoying all of their consumer surplus, and then producers enjoying all of their producer surplus. But that's not the case under monopolistic competition. Okay, there is no Pareto efficiency that is price is better than the marginal cost, as seen from the previous video. So everything I'm saying here, if you have not seen the videos, the previous videos on monopolistic competition, and you've not seen the previous videos on Pareto competition, please you just have to. I'm going to drop the links in the description of this video for you to check them out, so you are going to understand all of this summary. This is going to be a summary class, so you're going to understand all of this summary very, very well. And then there is no allocative efficiency just because of the same thing, just because price is greater than the marginal cost. So if price were equal to the marginal cost, there would have been allocative efficiency and there would have been Pareto efficiency, but that's not the case under the monopolistic competition. So we've come to the very end of the class. If you enjoyed the video, please click on the like button. So if you have other people that you want to enjoy this video as well, you may click on the share button and share this video with them. Don't be a selfish person, really. Okay. Then if you want more of our videos and you really want to see the next video on monopolistic competition, you may just click on the subscribe button. It is absolutely free. It only updates you when we have produce new videos. Thank you very much for watching. I really Godwin, and see you next time.